This morning we had 3 contracts signed here at the Ministry of Works. These are for projects that are being funded by the OPEC Fund for International Development. We had 1 contract with Cisco Construction Limited for the dredging and lining of Collett and North Creek canals in Belize City for the sum of about $9.8 million. Basically, the entire canal will be dredged and precast concrete elements will be inserted, sitting on piles. And essentially, the canal will get narrower and the streets on the side will get wider. We'll rip up all streets along the sides of the canal, reconstruct it to an engineered grading so that it runs off into the canal. These canals will have crash barriers to reduce the risk of accidents of vehicles plunging into the canal. And some areas already have sidewalks and covered drains on the side. Those that don't have will have new ones and other drainage elements like culverts installed. And we also had 2 other contracts with E&N Construction Limited, one for the drainage and improvement works for Neil Penn Road for about $2.8 million, as well as one for the upgrading. These are both for pave upgrading of the streets, upgrading of the Jane Usher Boulevard, and some canals and drainage associated works for $1.7 million. In regards to Neil Penn Road is a very long stretch. We'll connect it with Farbers Road, and then it will continue all the way towards Yarborough Bridge, and that again will be upgraded to a paved standard with covered side drain and sidewalk installed. We'll also do some aesthetic improvement in some areas where there's a little green. We'll do a little landscaping and just to add to the aesthetics of the area. On Jane Usher Boulevard, similarly, there'll be at least 2 areas with some recreational development. There's an area where we'll do like a little park, and then at where Jane Usher Boulevard meets the Central American Boulevard, it has there's 2 or 3 turns, like a zigzag. We've acquired land from the area. A building has to be demolished, and the entrance coming in will be a smooth transition off the Central American Boulevard. So that area, because we've acquired land there, we'll have some extra areas that will either be a green area for public recreational use, or maybe some vendors would occupy that. These contracts were signed by the respective contractors with a witness on their part. Signing on for Cisco Construction Limited was John Woods, and on the part of E&N Construction by Norman Reimer, and Minister Anthony Martinez, signed on behalf of the government of Belize, and I